Hello, and welcome to the 12 gauge page coronavirus update. Today's news is the worldwide death toll from the coronavirus hit of 100,000 on Friday afternoon, according to the running tally kept by Johns Hopkins University. The sad milestone comes as Canadians around the world mark Good Friday unlike any other year, in front of computer screens instead of in church pews. Meanwhile, some countries are tiptoeing towards reopening segments of their battered economies. In Canada, a physician who tweeted about an elderly patient who chose to forego a ventilator is now asking the government to not forget about the community doctors during the pandemic. On Thursday, Dr. Nadia Lam of Georgetown, Ontario, posted a tweet about a 72-year-old man with worsening COVID-19 symptoms. She tweeted that day. Despite the fact that his condition was quickly worsening, Alam said, "I did not want to be hooked to the machine, sometimes critical to keep COVID-19 patients alive." He turned to me and said, "If I go and I die from this, I would rather die looking at the sky. I would rather die looking at my family," Alam told CBC's Rosemary Barton on a Friday interview. Instead, Alam said to the man and called his family. The tweet struck a chord with Canadians as it was shared widely online, and Alam said there is no other pressing issue she would like to be addressed. While hospitals are already struggling with dangerously low supplies of personal protective equipment like gowns and masks, Alam said many family doctors have already run out completely, and while the government has launched measures to supply hospitals, it's important local doctors have all the equipment they need as well. I know that you're focused on the hospitals. Please don't forget about the communities. My phone keeps going all the way back to the top. I'm all the way up. No one can stop me. I'm on the way up. While hospitals are already struggling with dangerous low supplies of personal protective equipment like gowns and masks, Alam said many family doctors have already run out. All the way, completely, altogether, all gone. No more, zip, nelda, no and then. And while the government has launched measures to supply hospitals, it's important local doctors find equipment they need as well. I know that you're focused on hospitals. Please don't forget about the communities, Alam said, because that is where we take care of our pregnant patients, that is where we take care of the little wee lads, and that is where we take care of my parents with failure of heart cancer or pain control. Early on Friday, Prime Minister Trudeau addressed the issue of healthcare workers contracting the virus and the need for hospital workers for personal protective equipment. He said health workers need to know that we have their back and we have the support they need. Other health workers have already expressed concerns about shortages of the protective gear they need. The daily briefing outside Rideau Cottage also looked at financial assistance, the businesses, and the supply of personal protective equipment, but the Prime Minister also took questions about the testing, saying that expanded testing will be a key part of the path forward. After all official calls for more data about what was driving decisions, Canada and federal health officials say on Thursday presented modelling information on how the outbreak could unfold. Dr. Theresa Tam, Canada's Chief Public Health Officer, said that the models aren't crystal balls, but they to help us plan and that our collective actions can have a direct significant impact on the epidemic trajectory. The models suggest that even with stringent public health measures, Canada could see 44,000 deaths linked to the growing epidemic. That figure, the most optimistic the models presented. It is just one of the projections offered by the officials, who stress that how people behave now will be critical to how the epidemic evolves. Health officials predicted that 11,000 Canadians will die over the course of the epidemic, of 2.5% of the population was affected, a number that increased for 22,000 if the infection rate of 4% of the population. All projections are wholly sensitive to behaviour, Sam said, as health officials outlined models with strict measures of offering a glimpse into what may have happened without controls. Public health officials have urged people to stay home, avoid large gatherings, and keep up physical distancing, hand washing, and other measures. Oh my goodness. Trudeau said that people generally come together at this time of year, but this weekend is going to be very different. Families and religious communities We'll need to find a way to connect despite a physical separation. Even Easter egg hunts will be difficult, Trudeau said as families stay home. His remarks came a day after he cautioned the public health measures, so don't be lifted any time soon. A subject he returned to on Friday, he said the government is talking with provinces, experts in the industry about how when restrictions might be lifted. But noted that Canada is still in the first phase of the spread of the virus. He says possible Canada would be out of its first wave this summer, and that at the point of loosening some rules could occur. We'll have to be very careful about how we do that, he said. Noting the country will still need to be vigilant about the refuge of the virus. Okay, people, it's going to be summer soon. We've got to put our boards away and we've got to focus on our bikinis. Get in our heads, people. It's not going to be cold, it's going to be warm. We've got to get outside. So for now, we've got to stay inside. It's 12 gauge beige.